everybody's here. Everybody in the mood for some Call of Cthulhu?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. Let me...
I'm feeling the call.
Yeah, you got that, you got him ringing up your cell phone.
Call is coming from inside the Discord.
You know what's funny? There's a thing in this scenario that suggests getting someone who's not involved in the game to like actually call one of the players to give them like a certain information for immersion, or even to like go out of the room and call that player like their actual phone as a player and give them the information.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. It's like that's something you would do for like a you know, like an IRL group potentially. There's not really a way you could make it work via Discord other than like the kind of thing that I've done for a couple of times before, where we have like little pre-recorded things. But yeah, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna reread that bridge from last time, because that's actually kind of a prelude to this scenario. So let's set the mood. Night falls over an industrial park in Burney City, Oklahoma. The only light comes from a neon sign which reads, "Storage units for rent." Through the dusk, several rows of storage units can be seen, made up of small, windowless, single-story modules, with large metallic shutters. The units look like graves in a cemetery, whose silence is suddenly broken by the purring of a car engine. The vehicle makes its way through the rows of storage units until it stops in front of one. A solitary figure gets out and jangles a set of keys, preceding the screech of the shutter opening. A dog barks in the distance. From behind the recent arrival, we can see inside the unit, lit up by flickering fluorescent lights. There was a chair in the center. The opposite wall is covered with a collage of photographs, road maps of the state of Maine, various publicity leaflets, and dozens of photocopies of news items cut out of newspapers and websites. The figure approaches the wall, takes some photographs out of an envelope, and one by one adds them to the wall. They are close-up enlargements of people you recognize. It is you. Now let's start with
Could it be?
let's start with our a little summary of what happened in the last chapter and in the first chapter, just to kind of get us in the mood and remember kind of, because there is it specifically notes like metagaming, like and kind of being able to refer back, not necessarily in character, like your characters don't know the events necessarily, but being able to recall it, you know, and you can let it guide your role playing a little bit, but that actual metagaming does take, like, it's meant to be there. Like you're meant to, like, you know, get all these references and stuff like that. And so yeah, I want us to just like briefly summarize the events of the previous two chapters, like the big important bits. Who wants to start?
Let's see, where did we start in the first?
The first one was a group of friends investigating their friend's mysterious suicide.
Yep, suicide, apparent suicide of their mutual friend Amber Kellman.
Right. Apparent suicide.
Yeah. Their investigations led them to a small town in Maine
Yep, Austin, Maine.
that happened to
Boston.
be having a wine festival going on, which is very odd for Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout their investigations, they investigated a man whose name is not Neville Longbottom. It's Alexander Neville.
Yes.
Universe.
Wrong universe. Well, maybe. Maybe it's the same universe. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
No, we
I
don't.
mean, both have
Oh,
magic,
but-
just one has magic with darker consequences.
Yes. So, ended up investigating this winery owned by Alexander Neville, which led them into...
Who's also the mayor of the town.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
mayor of the town. Using his influence to keep the winery going, and discovered some very weird things going on under the winery.
Oh, he also ran a fertility clinic
Yeah.
Yep, Amalthea Fertility
that
Clinic.
Amber went to. Yes, Althea Fertility Clinic that Amber went to.
Yep, and you guys found that there was more going on than first met the eye. That there
The
seemed to be.
grapevines were of people and blood.
Yep, there seemed to
Yeah.
be this group. They called themselves the Children of Amalthea, led by Alexander Neville, with Neville Wineries perhaps being one of many fronts, or, you know, being a source of income for whatever activities. You found out about their rituals. You found out about this entity they seem to worship. They have a big focus on fertility and kind of nature, and hybridizing humans with some sort of alien monstrosity to accelerate or to make the perfect human. And not everybody made it out.
Mm-hmm.
Some people decided to stay
Yep.
forever.
Yep, and yeah, Carmen, there was this horrible monster that you guys found out was actually your friend and one of you's sister.
In my characters, I was an uncle
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
to a
exactly.
horrible monster.
To a
this-
god.
Yeah, to this horrific hybrid of alien and human, you know, DNA. But yeah, and
It's the movie Species, but not as sexy.
yeah, exactly.
But I went nuts trying to chase down the cultists into the woods, and we ended up hitching a ride out of town.
Yeah, you guys ended up kind of going to kind of over the border to Canada, where it was
Yeah.
easier to get healthcare and both mental and physical. Then, at the same time, Chapter 2 takes place. What do you guys remember of that?
In chapter 2, we had a group of friends, and our one friend Celeste was very much
Kind of weird.
into alternative medicine and kind of energy healing type things. And we had a dinner at her place, and she did a little bit of a ritual, and then we didn't see her for a while until she appeared in the hospital.
After they found her on the side of the road.
She was not able to communicate with us, but her drawing led us to and other artifacts to her apartment led us to this group called
A
Mother
Guy.
of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't forget about our friend Bonita, who was
Yep, Benita.
this kind of herbalist who she was kind of into this fertility group too. Because we found flyers and didn't we find an address or like a Google search?
Yeah, you found an old
Something
estate.
that led us to the location of that estate.
Indeed. And you found more details about this man, Jonas Evergreen, who leads the Mother Gaia group. And you realized that there was, well, you basically followed your leads, finding Jonas Evergreen's sister's bracelet in the pool at the ruined estate, where you found evidence of some weird goings on, including chemicals that simulate mammalian amniotic fluid. Eventually, this culminated. Sorry, go ahead.
The shoes that we believe belong to our friend as well.
Yeah, and and then at the head of all this, the nurse, Dr. What was it? Let's see. Darlene
AV.
Hench. Well, throughout this, you got a few texts that got you some important clues from someone named AV, or with the initials AV. You can't really be sure technically, but the nurse, Darlene Hench, who was the one who called you to notify you of Celeste's hospitalization, told you that she escaped, and you slowly found that she had gone to Benita's house and eaten things like a feral animal, including a rat, despite being a hardcore vegan. And this led to a confrontation at the pool at the ruined estate, where she gave birth to this horrible, twisted thing after she killed Jonas Evergreen through some sort of almost putting some rapidly growing seed inside of him by a kiss. But at the end, do you remember what happened?
Yes. After, I think it was Heath's character pumped the monster full of lead before you could finish it off. The
I got
doctor.
blasted by a henchman.
Oh yeah. Chris got blasted and insta-gibbed by henchmen. But right after that, the doctor that was treating, not Camille,
Celeste.
so that was treating Celeste came by and injected the monster with something, killing it. And it turns out that that doctor was, God, I can't remember her name. AV turns
AV.
out to be the AV who was texting us
Well, not exactly.
/ emailing us.
She was working for. She told you that
Oh, she was
Ariadne
working
Valverde.
for. Yeah.
And you specifically also noted that she went to the body of Jonas Evergreen and pulled a flash drive out of his jacket, and then she left, leaving you to your eventual fates. That was all in October, late October of 2025. Now, it is May 2026. And I will give you a little bit of an intro, as well as a little bit of intro information to get us in there. Okay? So let me first turn that. We're gonna turn that off, and We open. On the branches of the tallest oak tree is a nest with speckled eggs. The mother, a small reed warbler with pointed feathers, looks attentively at what is about to happen. One of the eggs moves. The shell opens with a force striving to be free from inside, the tap of a beak. One by one, the eggs give way to the emerging life, tiny chicks breaking into their litany of hungry squawking. The last egg, the biggest of all, opens to reveal a different bird from its siblings.
Uh-oh.
It is a cuckoo chick. Its real mother left it in the reed warbler's nest so that it would be adopted. The newborn cuckoo is so big that it shakes the nest when it moves. Under the mother's gaze, the cuckoo makes space in the small nest by throwing one of the other chicks to the ground. But the cuckoo is still uncomfortable and decides to gain more and more space. After a few seconds, only this enormous chick remains, demanding food from its adoptive mother. The little reed warbler is hardly half the size of the chick that emerged from the egg, which has killed her babies, and yet she's convinced that it is her young, and that her job from this moment onwards is to feed it until it takes flight.
Man, animals are dumb. I'm just kidding.
So, what you know,
That ain't your babies, lady.
you've been called together by the Hermes Rammstein law firm to investigate and find any evidence that could reduce the sentence of the law firm's pro bono defendant, Stella Keseberg. You've seen it all over the news. This was about a week ago. A heavy metal singer, a controversial heavy metal singer named Michael Owens, was found dead in a strip club called Nightingale's on the outskirts of Burney City, Oklahoma. His naked body was found inside one of the club's private rooms, bound with ropes in a strange erotic position. And even more macabre is that he had been decapitated. The police still do not know the location of his head. The district attorney is relying on film from the strip club's surveillance camera where the accused, Stella Keseberg, can clearly be seen leaving the scene moments after the murder. They're also relying on various witnesses who confirm that they saw Stella accompany the victim into the private area of Nightingale's. And currently, DNA analysis is ongoing. Jimmy, stop.
So maybe he gets off to praying mantis roleplay and it went too far.
But you guys have been
Alright.
watching the news.
I'd say so.
You know that moments after being arrested, Stella Keseberg injected herself with a heroin overdose intending to kill herself. Maybe because she regretted her crime. Nevertheless, she is still alive, held under police custody at Burney City Central Hospital, a division of St. Francis.
They got that Narcan in her real fast.
Since
yeah.
she was detained, she's kept silent and refuses to talk to anybody.
I'm sorry, I'm actually still on that reed warbler thing because there's not reed warblers in North America.
Oh
Or,
no,
there's
this
very
wasn't meant to
few.
be local. This was meant to just be an opening.
There are warblers in Oklahoma,
Yeah, that is true.
just not reed warblers.
Exactly. So,
I love that man. It's typical goon. Hey, yo, boss, you wants me to take these dudes outside, roughs them up a little bit?
the news of heavy thunderstorms with strong winds that are causing severe damage is eclipsing all other news in the media. Right now, outside, it's raining heavily with just strong gales of wind. The offices here occupy the top floor of a modern building that's in the center of town, with large glass walls, and it's powered by renewable energy. As you went up the elevator, you saw many people glued to their laptops far from the bustling traffic outside, which you can see through the thick glass windows spattered with rain. The receptionist welcomes you We're repeating the welcome message over the telephone before accompanying you to the meeting room. Hermes Rammstein, Burney City office, how can I help you? Do you say anything, or do you just stay silent?
Who are they addressing? I guess all of us.
It's the receptionist,
Yeah, we all
yes.
arrived at this. We all arrived at the same time. Shannon is in the back of the group, and she is not speaking up.
I'm gonna say, given that I've done occasional work for the law firm already, I'm gonna say it's me, Kaminsky.
Yes. Let us, I'll let Cornelia, Miss Ramstein, let you know that, I'll let her know that you're here. You get led up to this, meeting room. Also, you would know, that it's sometimes called the War Room. It's very ostentatious, with a large wooden table, as you can see, surrounded by ergonomic chairs. And behind, at the back, you can see a portrait. You know this to be the founding member of this law firm, Hermes Rammstein. You also remember, because his strange death filled the news headlines about a year ago. So, Hermes Rammstein, lawyer, businessman, and multimillionaire, died in a helicopter accident in Turkey. There have been tons of TV programs and podcasts about governmental conspiracies which link this accident with private interests, including the fact that the body was never found among the wreckage of the accident. Seated around the table, alongside, at the head of the tables, Cornelia Rammstein. She says, welcome. She gestures to the chair. Take a seat. And beside her is her secretary, Mr. Chambers. He's a thick, silent, and servile man. And at the back, an enormous, expensive aquarium fills the entire wall, producing a little hum of bubbles. There are no fish in there. It only contains various species of aquatic plants with phosphorescent colors, which appear to dance as they are shaken by the bubbles from the water pump.
As we walk in, I walk up to the aquarium and stare in it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna walk up to the aquarium also and go, wow, nice setup you got here. So you got the CO2 pump and everything. That's a shame you ain't got any fish in it though.
Yes, well,
I mean, they love
fish are dirty, and we can't exactly have that. But yeah, we did it was a task to get it installed, but you know, where there's a will, there's a way. Now, you all know why I brought you here.
I lean into Camille and I say, yeah, I bet she did a lot of work putting this fish tank in. I rub my fingers together like money symbol. I was whispering also.
Okay,
Camille just says, must be nice.
So,
what do you got for us?
well, you already know. I've explained it to you. She tells you about she's told you about the case. You guys are familiar with the case partially because you've seen it in the news. Our client, Stella Keseberg, this is a pro bono case, but we're looking for any evidence. We're not trying to exonerate because that ship has long since sailed. We're merely looking to find any evidence that could reduce the sentence of Stella Keseberg for the crime she committed. In front of each of you is a computer screen built into the table, which shows the case dossier with photographs of the people involved.
Yeah, I go and sit down in front of one of them. I also pull my laptop out and open it up.
Good. Yes. You all.
Can I connect my laptop to this? Are there any like visible ports?
There are not. It looks like these are kind of specifically built in for the presentation of information directly from.
Okay, so they're not even like computers. They're just like screens, essentially.
Yeah, effectively.
Okay.
So you all have not worked together, but you all bring to the table a different set of skills that will potentially be handy in your task up ahead. I will. I'll leave the room and let you all introduce yourselves to each other and get to know each other a little bit, since you'll be working together quite closely. And with that,
Camille leans back to Shannon and says, all that money, they couldn't even hire a decent decorator. Just...
And chuckles.
So, yeah, you guys notice she just leaves the room, and her secretary, who his flabby, bloated body, you can see the constant sweat that's actually yellowed his shirt collar, and he lacks any real facial expression. He just wordlessly follows.
I spot hidden.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah, you don't see anything like that could be considered entirely out of the
looks
ordinary.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird, disheveled, sweaty man.
Exactly.
Just a swollen, sweaty guy.
Yeah, and they have left the room to give you guys a chance to introduce yourselves to each other, since you'll be working quite closely with each, like, as a team for the next however long it takes. I will be right back. I have to turn a light off, but just start talking.
Shannon, you guys see Shannon start to type away at her computer, at her laptop.
Why don't we go around the room and introduce ourselves?
Fine.
I mean, well, since I brought it up, I'll start. Hi, my name is Wayne. Wayne Wacker.
Good.
Okay. What have you guys introduced each other?
I just started introducing.
Literally not even, one person has just started.
Okay, go. Continue.
Yeah. I'm a forensic psychologist.
Forensic psychology. Okay.
Yep.
Is that it?
And
That's all you...
work with the victims. See if I can't get anything helpful out of anybody. Alright. Anyone else want to go?
Well, I'm Camille. I just take whatever jobs are hiring. Odd jobs, you know. I don't really have any specialties. But I saw the ad and I took it.
Who are you? And I point to Cheese.
The name's Miles Kaminsky. Or you can just call me Kaminsky if you want. I'm the guy this law firm hires when they need to get things done, whether it's getting somebody to talk or finding some dirt to help them on a case.
I guess that just
I'm
leaves
also
me.
pretty good with
Oh, sorry.
fixing cars and working on anything mechanical.
Well, I'm Shannon.
What about you?
They usually hire me when they need to find something that nobody else can find. I'm good with these, and I point my thumb over to my laptop.
Oh, Oh, good. I hate those. And you just see Wayne pulls out a notepad. I always seem to break them.
I would have never guessed.
He touches the screen and you just see that he pops up a window over all the actual information.
I pull my
It's just
laptop
like, oh
closer
god,
to me.
and he just keeps trying to fix it, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
I stop him. I'm like, just stop. And I like press one button and it just clears the whole screen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
You guys, so on the screens you can see 2 dossiers, one for Stella Keseberg and one for John Michael Owens. Do you want to talk about it with each other, or do you want to...
Wayne's just gonna put on like little itty bitty glasses so he can read the screen. Okay. So Miss Keseberg was oh my. That's quite a career she had.
Yeah, I think I saw one of her tapes over on the hub, if you catch my meaning.
Oh heavens.
Good for her. She looks good.
All right. Well,
Yeah, she's got a pretty well-known stamp on the net.
Yeah, she was in one of them cider films, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Someone who looked like her was. She seems to be very much a kind of one-woman show type person.
We'll say they're like the Kardashians, they're the Kesebergs. The Kesebergs.
Yeah, she's just, yeah, she's very much a, like, you've probably heard of her, but she's not been in any, like films or anything like that.
No, that was her sister, Sarah Keseberg.
There you go.
Yeah, no, she's just got a very successful OnlyFans.
Effectively, yes. The reason they use Sexy Friend is probably because they don't want to get
Copyright issues.
Yeah, copyright, or like, you know, they don't want the association of to potentially cause problems for either of them.
Yep.
But yeah, effectively it's OnlyFans. That's what it is.
Yep. Oh, well, let's take a look at the other Mr. Owens. Well, typical band member. Drug use, yep, that checks out. Oh. Religious community. That's interesting.
Yeah, check out the name of his band. Compared to the religious community that he was in.
Huh. Oh, well, don't that beat all? That's certainly interesting.
So, some big metalhead is religious?
Well, I mean,
it's not the first time.
So, as you guys are talking, Mrs. Rammstein walks back in, her secretary close behind. And well, I hope you've become comfortable enough that you'll be able to work together professionally. We have access to the security footage that has been used by the district attorney to incriminate Stella Keseberg. As you'll see now. A video starts playing on the laptop, the little laptop screens in front of you. It's from a security camera. You can see the club door, the door to Nightingale's, like the club. You can see Stella Keseberg coming out of that door, and this was shortly after, like timestamp, this is shortly after the murder took place.
That's the only video footage y'all have? There's none from inside the club?
Unfortunately not that we have immediate access to, but that might be an avenue of evidence to see if you can find. Now, in order to assist you, we have this loan for you. She hands you she kind of puts a security briefcase in front of all of you. And she seems to be expecting you to open it.
Who, me?
Any one of you.
Wayne will go ahead and open his.
It's one briefcase that's meant for you.
Wayne will go ahead and open it.
You see a laptop inside.
Wayne's gonna pull his hands back and just kind of scooch the briefcase towards Shannon.
Yes. This is a laptop that will have information and access to any of the information that we see fit to share with you from the IT servers at Hermes Rammstein that may help you in your investigation. It is password protected.
Right.
You'll need the password BofidesNuts69.
Of course.
Now, all files on this computer are protected to avoid any sort of leak. They cannot be extracted or copied from this device. After all, attorney-client privacy is incredibly important, as you should know. She points to Kaminsky, I believe, is the lawyer. And
I decided to switch it to
okay, well,
private investigator again.
okay, well, you would know this.
I would still know that, yeah.
Yeah. So, because this laptop is important and contains a lot of information relevant to this case and potentially to other cases, though you will not have access to that because you will be able to request information that Hermes Rammstein IT may be able to send to you if we have it and if we deem it relevant to the case. Never leave this laptop unattended. Ever. If someone else gets their hands on this, we're gonna have huge problems.
No worries. And I close the briefcase. And
Yep.
slide it over to my side.
Shannon, make me a computer use or library use roll. Hard success. Just looking at it and kind of... Maybe you've turned it on briefly to kind of see what kind of software it's kind of running. You see that the device is tracked and emitting a GPS signal. Seems like it sends a report of locations and online viewings to a private server. And the tracking system can access both the device's camera and microphone. But you know that if you really deemed it necessary, you'd be able to mute that signal or otherwise hack it, but it would reactivate after a few minutes.
Of course.
So, this will hopefully help you in your investigation. We need to know why. We need to know why Stella Keseberg did what she did. and any evidence that will help reduce her sentence is vital.
We'll do what we can. No, I say, we'll do what you pay us for.
Yeah. You may end up...
So I'm assuming...
Keep in mind, we're on a
I'm assuming Jesus.
We're on a bit of a time crunch, because Stella Keseberg is presently in Central Hospital under the custody of BCPD, but, which is actually why you're here. She looks at you, what's your name, Wayne. Because we think if we can diagnose or identify any sort of mental illness that Stella Keseberg is suffering from, that will help in our defense. But be warned, we're on a time crunch because Stella will be transferred to prison when the doctors say she is well enough, which seems like it's going to be quite soon.
Right. Gotcha. And you're gonna see Wayne just finger guns at her.
She kind of dismissively,
rolls her eyes at him.
No, she seems like you're not even, like it's not even worth kind of acknowledging, really.
Not even worth rolling the eyes at.
Yeah, so I expect that you will do a good job. I know that all of you are professionals, and you will work together, and you will bring us information that will reduce the sentence for our client and will give us a solid reason and understanding behind why this murder was committed. That will be all.
I get up. I'm gonna pick up the briefcase with the laptop.
Ask. So they're charging her with first-degree murder?
Yes. They're...
Now, what do we... Is there like an outcome here? Like, what do you want it reduced to? Second degree? You know, I mean,
second degree, or possibly,
find,
or possibly not guilty as by reason of insanity. Anything that will help reduce the severity of this sentence. So, anything that could get, say, sympathy from a jury or the like.
Alright, makes sense.
Though this is a pro bono case, we will be able to provide you with resources, which you can request either by calling this office, or by making a request through the laptop that you've been provided.
Gotcha.
I don't know if any of you guys know what a pro bono case is, but
no money.
yeah, it means they're doing it for free. They're not.
Yeah,
they're not charging the client for it.
That means we're not getting paid.
No, it doesn't mean you're not getting paid.
No.
It doesn't mean you're not getting paid. You are getting paid quite well.
All right, bet.
Yeah. It's law offices will take pro bono cases quite often to, one, get their employees more experience, but two, to make themselves look better.
Yeah, exactly. It gains successful favor in the public eye.
Well, all right. I guess we should get to work.
I'm actually pretty sure in some places, in order to practice a law firm, you have to do a certain number of pro bono cases or something like that.
It's unusual for like the really big law firms to be doing it, which Hermes Rammstein is a very, very big very, very big law firm with with hundreds of offices all over the state of Oklahoma.
They're a big deal.
Yeah, these guys are some of the big kahunas. So, what do you want to do?
Well, as we're all walking out, Wayne's gonna turn back and take a closer look at that secretary. Oh wait, sorry, that was the wrong thing. You see?
Good thing you have skill over 50, because otherwise that would be a fumble.
We're just gonna say that Wayne, as he's turning back, he catches his shirt on the doorknob.
Yes.
I'm just has to spend a second getting it off the doorknob.
Yeah, and they both look at you like...
What?
Everybody
like,
looks at you.
Sorry about that.
Well, time is of the essence. Get to work. She says...
Alright. So, what do you guys want to do first? You want to go interview Miss Keseberg?
Yep.
Or do you want to go to the nightclub where the murder supposedly happened?
Keep in mind, you can also do basic... Like, remember that you have the internet at your fingertips. This is the modern age. And you can also look at what is on the laptop made available to you. Just,
we can do all this at the same time as going to one of these places as well.
Yeah. And you can... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can potentially find. I'll just say that through various means.
I just want to know what your connection is to the victim.
Well, if
We'd
we're
have to
going
find out more
Connection
about the
of
victim
these.
first. And her.
If we're gonna go talk to Stella, I'm gonna stay in the car because I think it's gonna be a quick trip since she said that she hasn't talked to anybody since she was put in custody. I'll get on the laptop while you guys go and try if you want to do that first.
All right.
Okay.
We can take my car.
You get on the
Alright.
laptop, and you find... Let me see, which...
See if there's a social media connection between the two of them.
So, allow me to give you the handouts that you find on the laptop.
Those two?
Yeah, both of those. In addition to the dossiers.
Okay, you just gave them to me and then you just didn't say anything.
Sorry, these are both files that are that you
Okay,
find
so-
on the laptop.
Police report on the Keseberg case. U.S. Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Criminal Justice Information Service Division, Burney City, Oklahoma. Looks like this was on March 26, 2026. Witnesses, Rick Holbrook and Anna Maria Cruz, known as Brooklyn. Crime scene. The victim was found bound and immobilized by way of knots in the erotic Japanese bondage style shibari in a private room at Nightingale Strip Club. The 30 square foot room with mirrored walls and ceilings, most of which were broken, were found. Multiple samples of blood from the victim on the chair, the carpet, and the mirrors. Traces of semen belonging to the victim. At least he got off before he died. 2 partial fingerprints, and I said that out loud in character.
Yeah.
2 partial fingerprints belonging to a second person. These are a 90% match with Stella Keseberg's prints. No documents, cell phones, money, or other valuables belonging to the victim were found. Photo stills of the surveillance cameras in the enlargement of the images picked up by the camera at the entrance. Stella Keseberg's face can be seen looking at the camera. Call history of Stella Keseberg, principal suspect, the day of the murder. 2300 hours, 1 hour before the crime. Origin, public phone booth, number 51818, 1546 North Sunset Boulevard, Burney City, Oklahoma. 74003, opposite Nightingales. Duration, 1 minute and 32 seconds. And then the next one is the autopsy of John Michael Owens. This is from Burney City, Oklahoma, 2357 Pine Street. Deceased, John Michael Owens. Ethnicity, Caucasian. Male, aged 36.
That should actually be 43.
Okay, aged 43. Address, 18934 Harmon Street. Profession, undetermined. Cause of death, violent, suspicious, unusual, or unnatural. Agent in charge of the investigation, Edward Gross. Description of the body, decapitated, naked. No eyes, hair, mustache, or beard, since he didn't have a head. Or I guess not applicable, I should say.
Yeah.
Height 6'2", probably a little shorter now. Weight 216 pounds. Body temperature. Date and time May 6, 2026, 1:30 a.m. Rigor mortis looks like it had set in. Marks and wounds. Violent wounds caused by a sharp instrument at close range, damaging several organs, heart, lungs, and liver. The wounds were inflicted from right to left, slanting downwards. The head and the right thumb have been amputated from the corpse with some type of serrated instrument. Possibly a handsaw, a hunting knife with a serrated blade. Redacted. The body present with abrasions on the wrists, a sign he was being restrained while still alive. Narcotic analysis in blood. Cocaine. Redacted. MCG /
micrograms
ML.
per milliliter.
Femoral artery. Redacted micrograms. Brain. Methamphetamine. Redacted micrograms per microliter. Femoral artery. Notes. Redacted. Probable cause of death. Multiple thoracic abdominal trauma caused by multiple incisions from a bladed weapon. Case ruling. Autopsy requested? Yes. I hereby declare that after receiving a notification of the death described in this document, that I took charge of the body and investigated the cause of death according to Section 21-830-33-69B of Oklahoma State law. The information contained herein with regards to the death of, as specified, is true and correct to the best of my knowledge and understanding. Date, May 12th, 2026. Signature on the bottom corner.
Yep, and make me actually. Your character is reasonably. Let me see what your character's intelligence is.
80.
Oh yeah, you would definitely be able to glean from this that not only does that mean the killer was right-handed, but also that this is a censored version of the autopsy report.
Well, yeah.
And
even the parts that are written are censored.
Yeah, exactly. And so finding that may be a potential lead. Like you might be able to find or look for through various means. You might be able to try and secure an uncensored copy of the report.
Edward Gross.
Edward Gross, or
To lead.
any way that you think would work.
I do some searching on Edward Gross. See
Okay.
if there's any way that I could find anything about him or any way of getting
Yeah.
in contact with him or something.
Oh yeah, he is. Let me find him.
Was a murder weapon ever recovered?
Doesn't look like it.
I mean, this is just an
but-
autopsy report
yeah.
too, so
Okay, I didn't know if there was any
So,
other like police
Edward-
reports.
yeah. Edward Gross is
Yeah, anything.
50. He's 52 years old. He's police inspector of Burney City, and he has a listed phone number. And does anybody want to do a deep dive into either of these two people? Like,
I feel like my character's more useful out on the field than doing this kind of
gonna move us
research.
to just this nice little map.
Wonder who these witnesses are. Brooklyn sounds like she was another dancer there.
I would assume as well with a name in quotations like that.
Honestly, we'll probably get the best information from her.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
I start searching Brooklyn, trying to find any information that I can on her.
You don't find much. I mean, it's a very vague name. So there's
Well, I
like,
mean, I have her full name.
yeah. So then, yeah, you find something. She seems to be a dancer at the at Nightingale's.
Anna Marie Cruz. I'm looking for phone numbers and addresses.
You don't really get anything.
There are 5,000 listings for the name Anna Marie Cruz in New York or wherever the fuck we are.
Yeah, there's a good number of them. It's not. It doesn't seem like it would be a really particularly viable approach. Someone make me an idea roll. Which is just an intelligence roll. Okay. Wayne? You know that the first step in any sort of, like, case like this is understanding both your kind of, your accused of, like, the crime and the victim. And you imagine that doing thorough kind of searches and the like, searches and stuff like that through various different means to get as much information on both of these two people as possible before going into any sort of attempt at like an interview or anything like that would be your best bet, because if you don't know anything, you can't ask anything meaningful. So you realize it would probably be a really good idea to do a lot of background work right now.
Well, Miss Shannon, you want to start digging into Mr. Owens and Miss Keseberg or Keseberg?
I flipped my laptop around, my personal laptop around, and I already have like two separate windows open, and it's like full, like as much information on both of these people that I could have already found.
Okay.
You just see Wayne is gonna put on some bifocals and take a closer look at him, going, that's
And
so small. How can
get-
you see
even
that?
before you can even get close enough to look, I already flipped it back around to me. I'm like, don't even get close to this machine, man.
Okay.
If you
All
hurt
right.
Veritas, if you hurt Veritas, I'll hurt you.
So, make me a
Okay.
either. I would say this would probably be library use, because computer use is mainly like if you're like trying to kind of hack or bypass systems, whereas library use is used with like various internet searches and stuff like that. So this will basically determine how long it takes for you to get all of this.
Knowing that before the game started would have been cool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I wouldn't have put
Here.
80.
Okay.
I would have put 85 fucking points into computer use.
I mean, computer use will come in handy. Don't get me wrong, but I would also allow you to like redistribute
It's
that a
alright.
little bit
We're already
if you
in
want.
game.
But
Wayne's just gonna direct her. Oh, you want to go? No, don't use Wikipedia. You want to go look at.
yeah, I'll say that you maybe know
Here.
some like
Here,
some
you want to go look
exclusive-
at the city's public records.
yeah. So
I'm gonna say, I guess the information on the computer is not right, so maybe we should drive to the fucking library.
yeah, you do find all of the information on the computer. It's just a matter of it takes you a little while because there's a lot to sift through, especially with like a lot of recent kind of pop sci art or kind of pop news articles about the case. Like, so your failure doesn't mean that you fail. It just means that you take a little longer. It takes you maybe like 3 hours instead of like 2. And then Wayne, I'll say you reduce it to like 90 minutes. So, we're gonna first go through what you find on John Michael Owens. You find that he was born in Austin, Maine, in 1983. His mother,
Oh.
Rose Morell, died during his birth, and the identity of his father is unknown. Shortly after being born, John Michael was adopted by the Owens family in Boston. Between 1983 and 1999, there is not really much more information about John Michael, but after this year, you were easily able to find his name connected to a long list of minor offenses. Theft, possession of drugs, assault. This is probably where Wayne was able to assist most. Just kind of knowing how to do inquiries and stuff like that. You find that in 2002, he was a suspect in a kidnapping case, but he was let go due to a lack of evidence. And on his professional career side, in 2016, he formed a heavy metal group called Corabant, and they released their first record, Idle Days on the Yawn. A quick look through, the lyrics to their songs spoke of mystical themes and mentioned a primeval being called Sheol Nugganoth. The record title you were able to find was inspired by a story by the Anglo-Irish writer and dramatist Edward John Morton Drax Plunkett, better known by his pseudonym Lord Dunsany. In 2019, John Michael was investigated over the death of one of the band members. The case was closed as an accidental death. That same year, Corabant released a new record called Providence. One of the songs, titled Sacrifice to the Black Ram, describes a ritual human sacrifice with eerily similar details to that band member's accident. That same year, Corabant disbanded due to disagreements between the various band members, like internal strife. In 2021, John Michael Owens founded a religious community based on the Wicca, with pagan rituals borrowed from various primitive cultures. The members of that community took on the name of the Corabants, or Corabantes. The cult has thousands of followers in the US still to this day. During this same time, John Michael Owens increasingly distanced himself from heavy metal and produced instrumental music. You even can find some of his last recordings on social media. There are various videos and blog posts you even find where this music is played backwards, resulting in a somewhat disconcerting sound. Some of the videos even show it being played to dogs and other domestic animals that show a sudden repulsion from the source of the sound, some even becoming outright aggressive towards their owners. You also find the last thing that he recorded this year, actually. It appears to be an experimental audio track based on ASMR. And this audio is simply known by the title Cernunos. The track, more than 3 minutes long, recreates sounds from the forest, supposedly. Do you listen to it? Like, do you try to listen to the last, to his last kind of production?
Oh yeah.
Okay, roll me power.
Everybody or
Anybody who's going to listen to this.
I feel that we're all still in the car, so
Okay.
Yeah, we're not only are we all still in the car, we're in the fucking parking lot of the law firm we just left.
Okay, let's see.
We haven't
you are
gone
all
anywhere.
in Wayne's
Okay.
wood-paneled minivan.
Yes.
So, in the background, it appears to be. It sounds like forest sounds, nature, and primitive instruments, but in the background, you can hear almost imperceptibly the crying sounds of babies and other indescribable sounds. Like, you can't quite put it into words, but it causes unease and discomfort.
God,
He was a
turn that
fucking
shit
weirdo.
off. What the hell?
Robo, make me a computer use roll. We're gonna see if you can, and make it with a bonus die, as you have someone with kind of local knowledge. Okay, so you get a hard success, 32. You are able to get into the files of the BCPD and find the full autopsy of John Michael Owens, which I will share with you now. You want to read the parts that were censored?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which. Okay. First redacted line from the uncensored. Also has a bloody thumbprint on the right corner. Uncensored autopsy report is enclosed are detailed photographs of various tattoos on the skin of the deceased. Now the next part, hold on, let me see here. Okay, the different milligrams of drugs. He had 0.15 microgram per milliliter of cocaine in the femoral artery and 0.32 micrograms in the brain. And he had 0.086 micrograms per milliliter of methamphetamine also. So he's high on meth and coke.
Yeah. And someone make me a...
And then, hold on.
Oh,
There's
sorry, go
still
ahead. Yeah, keep
a
going.
very large portion that is about to be unredacted. Note, this amount of narcotics in a man of the victim's constitution would be sufficient to cause an overdose. If he had not suffered the violent assault that caused his death, he would surely have died from an overdose. The victim also presents with several unknown elements in his blood that have not been identified, as there are no such elements registered. Traces of some organic elements are present. This could be due to some type of experimental self-medication. More complex analysis is required to determine its origin and composition. The corpse presents with symptoms of a vestigial tail, a very unusual condition in humans, but not impossible. His vertebra continued growing from the coccyx to a length of 14 inches. There are no signs of surgery, and its composition is natural, although not from birth. Unexplained. An examination of the bone mass reveals multiple fractures in many of the bones. It is estimated that these date from trauma around 3 years previous, that present with signs of abnormally fast healing. Unexplained. Okay. That's the end of the unredacted
Yep.
autopsy report.
So, you find, for Stella, you find not much, but not much about her past per se. She was an only child. Her parents apparently died when she was a teenager. She clearly had to fend for herself from a young age, and she's clearly learned how to exploit her artistic talents to make a living. She's a very independent woman, like no significant other, that sort of thing. And you find her, her sexy friends, aka OnlyFans, and judging by the number of subscribers that her page has, she was earning enough to live without discomfort. You find with your computer use, you're able to kind of get past some of the like the kind of paywall, and you're able to see that the material was mainly dedicated to fetishism, so like specifically bondage and shibari and kimbaku techniques. You also find her personal social media. In some photos on her social media, she appears together with her dog, a white terrier with black and brown patches called Noodles. So anybody who's looking at this can also make me a psychology roll.
Wow.
Critical success. So, roll a d10 and add that to your psychology, because we're playing by that fun rule of like...
Yep.
So, you... Looking at her history in social media, you see that she is an isolated person, a dreamer with... She doesn't seem to have any friends. And she seems to be hiding behind this facade of a dominatrix who is sure of herself to hide her own insecurities and fears of being rejected or abandoned. You also see that you're able to find the most recent video that she uploaded on her social media sites 1 hour before the crime was committed. The video was on is on a free platform. You can, and you can tell that this video is basically a VOD. It was live streamed.
I say, God, I hate content creators.
Do you want to look? Do you want to look at this? Like, this is on her personal social media, not her.
It's like on her Instagram or Twitter.
Yeah, Wayne will look at it.
Okay. So,
I'm wondering, can we get into her, like, financial details, see if...
You can, and you don't find anything. You don't find anything out of the ordinary, I'll say.
Is there any link between the victim paying for, like, you know, to... What am I saying? Subscribing to her?
Nope.
I wouldn't be able to tell.
I mean, no, you're specifically able to find out that that actually, like, no accounts or anything that are traceable to John Michael Owens have any history of even indirect interactions
Yeah.
with Stella Keseberg. Now, downloading this video, you're able to analyze it in depth. And the images can be amplified with any application without really needing any specialist knowledge. And you can even recognize that it was recorded as it looks like it was recorded in her backyard, and you can see the and she seems to have been in her backyard greenhouse. Someone can make me a spot hidden roll.
Well, Wayne's watching, so he'll go for it.
I'm also watching.
Wayne apparently forgot to put on his glasses.
I got distracted by something else that was in the frame.
Oh my god.
All
I got
that
distracted by
jiggling.
something else as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
All that jiggling.
Who hasn't rolled?
Cheese. No,
Yeah.
cheese roll.
Yeah, I can try. Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jeez.
Wow.
Well, at least if any
Can-
to
Can Wayne push it?
yes.
Wayne's gonna actually put on his glasses now.
Good. You see it.
Nice.
So, you're seeing that there are, a bunch of comments, but among the comments, a couple stick out. Someone with the nickname Ariadna_SN at 1 hour 15 minutes 33 seconds writes, in all caps, "Ring ring." And straight away, in the video, the ringtone of Stella's phone sounds. She quickly apologizes for not having muted it, and she quickly dismisses the call. After about 20 minutes or so, the same user leaves the same message in the comments. 1 hour, 36 minutes, 56 seconds. Ring ring. In the video, you can actually see how the phone screen lights up in silence, notifying a new call. At that moment, Stella says goodbye to her followers on the channel while she hangs up the phone, and after a few seconds, the streaming stops. In those few seconds between answering the call and the end of the video, well, actually, first let me explain what you kind of see throughout the video. She's kind of describing some of her tastes, like both sexual and otherwise, talking about her dog, and how much she loves her dog and all the things they do together, and also personal problems. She mentions the everyday problems of being left-handed, and how that makes things more difficult because almost everything is designed assuming people are right-handed. Things like using a conventional tin opener or writing with a fountain pen. But anyways,
Slashing somebody.
yeah. So, in those few seconds between answering the call and the end of the video, you see a few interesting things. Stella switches the phone from one hand to the other. So, she was holding it in her left, and then she switches it to her right. Her face loses all expression. While she listens through the speaker, the frame of the camera fills with flies flying over the area. There is some kind of interference to the image, and in the very last second, a centipede crawls up Stella's arm towards the telephone.
What the
And that's when the video cuts out.
Yeah, that's when she's, that last second is as she's, stopping, as she's, clicking off the, stream.
Okay. So I go. I don't know if I said it out loud, but in the autopsy report, it described how he had been slashed, and that was clearly by a right-handed person. She's left-handed. Secondly, Ariadne. That's who gave Theseus the golden thread to lead him out of the labyrinth where the Minotaur was. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything. I'm just throwing it out there. Now, this is out of game. Right now, in Escape from Tarkov, they're doing a fucking Labyrinth Minotaur event, and there's Ariadne, like, reference in the event going on right now.
And
Like,
you
it
just-
literally just started 2 days ago.
Amazing. And you just keep going, oh! Just
Yeah.
pointing.
I said that out of
I was
character.
just
I didn't
about
say
to
that in
ask you
character.
that.
That would be so
I
funny.
don't tell me you learned that in Tarkov.
No, the Tarkov part, I said that out of character.
But, yeah.
The other parts, though, I did say in character.
I mean, your character could be a gamer too.
Yeah.
But you know what? I did say that in character because I am a gamer.
Yeah.
You're right. I am a gamer. I put that in the bio.
Yeah. Also, as you're looking this up, you find a topical podcast episode regarding these cases. Do you want to give that a listen?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Give me just a second. Here we go.
In this part of the program, we often discuss grisly crimes and unresolved cases. And today we have not one, but three. And that is why we have Bruno Wachowski as our guest
Would we
today,
be hearing
journalist
something?
and
Oh, are you
investigator
not hearing
at
it?
Bangor.
What?
I could hear it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
It's in. Maybe hit
Maybe my volume low?
roll 20.
It's playing through like
Roll20.
the Roll20 audio.
Mine says now playing nothing.
Well, oh, yeah, I stopped now, because I thought you were
Yeah.
having problems with it. But anyways. We'll
Yeah,
resume.
let me...
In
Maybe
this
my
part of
volume's
the
too low.
program, we often discuss grisly crimes and unresolved cases. And today we have not one, but three. And that is why we have Bruno Wachowski as our guest today, journalist and
Let me
investigator
try
at the
restarting
Bangor Gazette.
Roll20.
Bruno,
Okay.
welcome to Talking in the Shadows.
Okay, let me know when you're ready. Cheese and we'll... Okay, you restarted?
Yeah, try it again.
Okay, let me know if you can hear the sound.
In this part of the program, we often discuss grisly crimes and unresolved cases.
Can everybody hear it?
And today we have not
Yep.
one, but
I'm
three.
still not hearing it.
And that is why
Huh.
we have Bruno Wachowski
Well, don't worry,
as
I
our
have a
guest
transcript
today,
for it.
journalist
that I can...
and investigator at the
Are you playing
Bangor
it through
Gazette.
the voice or just
Bruno,
through the music?
welcome to Talking in
Oh.
the
Yeah,
Shadows.
see right here, yeah.
Thanks for inviting me, Frank. A pleasure.
You
He's
play-
playing
yeah.
it through
Bruno,
Roll20.
today you've come to talk to us
Yeah, I
about
see it
three
playing
very
and I'm not
different
hearing
cases,
anything.
but with some surprisingly similar details. Is this just
Hmm.
coincidence?
I don't
I'm
think
an
so,
idiot. I
Frank.
guess I accidentally
But this
clicked
is just
mute
my
to
personal
everything.
Do you want me to start
Two
over?
of the cases have been
Yeah, let's start it over.
Start it
Okay,
over.
everybody ready?
Yeah, sorry.
Yep.
In this part of the program, we often discuss grisly crimes and unresolved cases. And today we have not one, but three. And that is why we have Bruno Wachowski as our guest today, journalist and investigator at the Bangor Gazette. Bruno, welcome to Talking in the Shadows.
Thanks for inviting me, Frank. A pleasure.
Bruno, today you've come to talk to us about three very different cases, but with some surprisingly similar details. Is this just coincidence?
I don't think so, Frank. But this is just my personal opinion. Two of the cases have been closed, and the other is so recent that the trial hasn't been held yet. However, there is irrefutable proof that the only suspect is guilty. And, as you rightly said, all of them have coincidences that repeat like a pattern.
Fascinating. Could you summarize each of these cases for us a little?
The first took place in Portland, Maine, on February 1st this year. Emil Mikhailov, truck driver by trade, murdered an art collector in his house. According to the evidence presented at court, Mr. Mikhailov has no connection to his victim. The second case happened almost 2 months ago in California. Carlos Enrique Duarte murdered Reverend Fusto in his church. Once again, the murderer had no link to his victim.
Well, I suppose the fact that there was no known connection between the murderers and the victims doesn't mean that there wasn't one.
Of course, but neither is there a clear motive for either of these two murders. It's as if these people had never crossed paths before in their lives.
Are you suggesting they could be contract killings?
Maybe, but the coincidences don't end there. In both cases, the victims' heads were cut off.
Jeez, that's no straightforward murder. It sounds like the work of a psychopath.
Do you know how many murders with decapitations happened last year?
I usually keep count, but I prefer to make out that I'm a balanced person. But don't leave us in suspense, Bruno. How many heads were cut off last year?
0.
Well, that's progress for you.
Jesus.
So far this year, there have already been 3 victims decapitated, including the last of the cases I was referring to, Stella Keseberg, Oklahoma, suspect for the murder of John Michael Owens.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did you say Michael Owens, the singer?
Yes, the vocalist from the heavy metal group Corribant, among other things.
Wow, I'm sure Stephen King could get a new novel out of that.
Jesus.
In all 3 cases, none of the accused had any connections to the victims, and neither did they admit their guilt, in spite of there being physical evidence and enough witnesses to pronounce them guilty.
You know what they say, Bruno. Prison is full of innocent people.
If you'll allow me, just one more detail.
Sure, but we are running short of time.
I'll be brief. In the 3 murder cases, they still haven't found the victim's head, and in the first 2, the accused ended up killing themselves in their cells after the trial. Stella Keseberg is still awaiting trial, in which, by chance of fate, or not, she will be represented by the same law firm who defended Mikhailov and Duarte.
Thanks very much, Bruno, for coming to tell us about the grisly set of coincidences that surrounds these 3 murders. Let's hope the last of these doesn't end as tragically, and we hope to discuss this very soon, here, on Talking in the Shadows, your favorite podcast about true crime. Take care, and remember, if you find any decapitated heads lying around, Bruno Wachowski's your guy. It's been a pleasure, Bruno. We hope you come back again soon with more news.
Thanks, Frank. I hope I can tell you more soon. And now, a musical interlude for all you heavy metal fans.
Well,
Now allow me to share
that leaves.
You guys, out of character, you guys might recognize the name Bruno Wachowski.
Vaguely remember.
I mean,
Oh, yeah, he was Amber's coworker, something, right?
Yes. Also, I will share with you guys the written down detailed information of... Let me make sure I have that on... Yep, okay, good. Yep, so you guys now have this information. I told you it already, but this way you have it written down. But you also have the transcript of that audio that I spent like 2.5 hours recording and editing.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. I didn't have
it was
to.
really good though.
Thank you. I try.
But
Yeah, you
it
didn't have
does
to add
leave
any
me
of
with
the
a few questions.
laugh tracks
Those were specific,
and
like,
sound bites, but that was great.
Yeah, I mean, those were specifically there for, like, they were in the, they were in the actual, because this, the handout is specifically the podcast excerpt. So I just took that and made it, made, like, an actual audio for it.
It was already in, like, that was already in the game, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that was not...
It was already in the pre-made game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that does leave me with a couple of questions. One,
It being strange that the law firm we were hired for defended the other 2 victims. 2, why did the unredacted autopsy mention drugs in the man's brain when clearly they haven't found the heads of any of these victims?
I didn't really even put 2 and 2 together with that.
Honestly, I think
Yeah,
that
you
was
don't
probably
need
an
to do
error
it.
on their part. Like, genuinely. Like, having read the actual
It's not
campaign,
even
but...
supposed to be in. Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
Just
That's
Maybe they
fine.
found some, like, a little bit of brain matter or something.
Yeah.
yeah,
But
but still, that's
Kind of
a
weird though. Like, if he was decapitated, you wouldn't expect there to be like.
oh no,
any
that was definitely a
brain.
mistake
Like,
on
you
the
guys did
the behalf of the
Yeah.
of the writers.
Yeah, that's just, if that was a hook, that would have been a very interesting hook.
Oh, certainly.
Yes.
I wish it was.
Why
but
does this autopsy report have stuff for the brain? But if that's just an oversight, that's okay.
it's an oversight.
Yeah.
I probably could have come up with something if I'd thought about it sooner. But
Yeah,
No worries.
I've already got enough to juggle in this adventure as it is.
oh no, that's perfectly fine.
So, but these are things that are important for us to notice because it's feedback for the for Shadowlands games that
It's
they
all
can.
in beta, bro.
Yeah. But anyways,
Beta.
yeah, you get this information.
Yeah, I
It's,
suddenly don't like our employers very much. I mean, I didn't like them to begin with, but
Is the laptop? Do you still have the laptop that they
Oh,
gave you?
shit.
Is it turned on?
no, 'cause I've been using my laptop. It's actually the one that they gave us is actually still in the briefcase. I closed it as we locked. I haven't opened it up.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yep. Yep.
And if you look up Bruno Wachowski, you're able to find like social media and contact information.
Yeah. Bruno Wachowski.
Investigative reporter, Bangor Gazette.
You guys want to go talk to Mr. Wachowski?
Yeah.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
You realize,
I would love to go talk to him, but seeing as we are thousands of miles away from him, I think a phone call would be a bit more
you're right.
appropriate.
Wait, where are we?
you're in,
In Oklahoma,
yeah, Burney City,
Oh,
Oklahoma.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's a fictional city that's basically just
I-
meant to be Tulsa.
I literally tried looking for it.
Yeah, it's in Rogers County, so it's basically just a little bit northeast of where Tulsa is, but it's very clearly basically directly inspired by Tulsa, so it's effectively Tulsa by proxy.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, my character's birthplace, Claremont, is an actual suburb of Tulsa.
Oh yeah, because I wrote that in.
Is there any? She doesn't have any medical records or documents about any kind of known psychological or medical issues.
No, she does not. Like, she used some recreational drugs and, like, but most notably, there's no record of any, like, opiates, like opiate abuse or opiate use outside of, like, when it's been prescribed for, like, a bad like cold, or not cold, but like, symptoms of like, like a really bad cough or stuff like that.
And did I miss any? Did they have like a police report documenting what was in her system?
They said the police report,
anything?
you can actually look, it's actually available as a handout right now.
Let me see.
But you were told, and the story on the news is that she overdosed herself on heroin, likely in an attempt to kill herself, and that's, like, they found her in that, like, overdose state.
Ah. I will be back in 1 second.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. I remember now. At the beginning, you had said that.
Yeah, and any, like, they're probably running, like, blood sample tests and everything like that. They just haven't, gotten back yet.
Well, we gotta get some evidence, but I think we could try to build a case that maybe she was hired by this guy to do a little fantasy play, and drugs got involved. Maybe he pushed her a little too far, threatened her, something like that, scared her into taking it too far, and it was an accident.
Maybe.
I guess maybe not an accident, but like
Just
second
like you
degree.
said, they
encouraged
just
her to take it too
went
far.
too far. Exactly.
Okay. So do you guys want to do anything with Bruno Wachowski lead, or do you want to let that fall by the wayside?
I
Because
feel like we should do some.
looking at some personal posts, you actually see that he actually currently is in Burney City. Not living here, but it looks like he's, given what you know on the podcast, he's very clearly following this story. So he's likely kind of on this as a either a personal or professional like interest.
Well, he's in
We gotta
town.
be careful who we talk to, though, because if he goes public and tips off that we're investigating this,
I mean, yeah, we
we
don't
get
gotta
the
tell
wrong
him.
people involved.
We don't gotta tell him that we're investigating it. Just that we're interested in his work and we're interested in the cases as well.
Okay. So do you want to reach out?
I'm not gonna reach out. I don't like talking to people. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm on the internet fucking 23 out of the 24 hours a day. This is the most interaction I've ever had with people in like 3 years.
Okay, so it's important that you guys decide what you're actually doing. Like, I'm not pushing you one way or the other, I just need a decision.
We
What's
also
this guy's name again?
Wachowski.
Bruno Wachowski. Out of character.
Mike Wazowski, got it.
Yep, out of character. You guys might remember him as the guy who gave you some very helpful information via a call in Chapter 1. He was trying to help Amber,
okay.
and then he was trying to help you figure out what was going on, and any kind of... He gave you a little bit of information that he was able to dig up. Like, specifically, he found some of the like some of the details about Alexander Neville that you guys were able to use in your investigation, but these characters don't know that.
Well, what do we want him to tell us, I guess?
Just anything that he might know about these cases that we might not know.
Yeah.
Anything that we don't know anything about the cases. All we know is that somebody's been decapitated, and we're trying to make the person that we think did it, their sentence not be as serious. Like, that's all we know right now.
And the motive, and like, and like the motive behind the murder.
So anything this guy might know might be interesting to us or helpful, because we know nothing at the moment.
Alright, since no one else wants to do it, I'll call him.
Ring, 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 ring. Phone picks up. Yes, this is Bruno Wachowski, reporter for the Bangor Gazette.
Hello, Mr. Wachowski. My name's... What is my name? Miles Kaminsky.
You say, what is my name in character?
No.
That would be so funny.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that much of a doofus, I forgot my own name.
Yes, how can I help you?
Just want to say I'm, very interested in, a lot of the journalism you do related to these, crazy murders, you know, the beheadings that have been going on lately.
Well, thank you. It's very important to me, both professionally and personally. I don't want to get into it over the phone, because who knows who's really listening these days. But
Tell him we're in Bruno.
You mean
well,
Burney City?
Yeah, whatever.
Well, listen here, I happen to be, in the area, what is it, Burney City?
Yeah, Burney City, Oklahoma.
Of Burney City. So, you think we could meet there, soon?
Yeah, just,
I'm not trying to think
No,
how, like, this conversation would go, realistically.
yeah, just know, you aren't with, never mind. If you don't know, then it's all the better. Why don't we meet, Burney City Shopping Center, tomorrow,
Let's just
8
say
a.m.
maybe, we could exchange a little bit of information.
Of course, any information that, that will lead us to, figuring out what is going on with these cases and how they're connected. I don't want to say too much over the phone. Like I said, you never know who's listening. But yeah, meet me at Burney City Shopping Center as soon as you're able. I'll head over there.
You said tomorrow. Sorry, this is not in character. You said tomorrow at 8 a.m., right?
That or he seems to be able to. That's just me kind of changing it on the fly to make the story.
Okay.
What do you guys say? Should we see him today or tomorrow? Should we
Well,
check out the,
Whenever we go, I need to stop by my apartment before we go.
I say we go to the, establishment first and
Cool.
see what we can dig up before the meeting tomorrow.
Perfect.
And then
But
that
we
way you
still
can
need
get
to
to
go to my
your...
apartment
Yeah.
before we even go to the
Yeah.
establishment.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't forget, we do also need to talk to Miss Keseberg before they haul her off. But, Shannon, if you really need to swing by your apartment, I guess that's the first place we should go.
It's very important.
Yep.
I vote for go to the nightclub or the whatever it is. I guess it's a nightclub.
It's a strip club.
Yeah. So yeah. It is because I think my character would be probably ready to try to get his hands on some actual physical scene evidence at this point.
Okay.
Because that's how I kind of built him. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like
So
I'm
who
kind
wants
of-
to go to Nightingale's?
I say we
So-
stop at
Stop by Shannon's apartment first, and
Yeah.
then head on to Nightingale's.
All right.
Yeah, do that.
Just be real quick.
like.
We get to my
Shannon,
apartment. I run up. I come downstairs. I have a backpack on, and there is a katana handle sticking out of the back of the backpack. I get in the car. All right, let's go.
What the hell is that?
The hell's what?
You bringing a sword to the nightclub?
I'm just, just in case.
In case what? They already took one person's head off.
Yeah, exactly. We going to the nightclub?
I guess.
Let a girl be prepared.
Thank you, Camille.
I mean, I can keep us safe. And you see me lift up my jacket, and there's a handle of a pistol.
Oh shit! You got one. God! Let a guy know you've got something like that.
Which
I think you just
I
did.
haven't added to my inventory yet
Okay.
because I didn't have time. But
So, you guys all heading to the nightclub or to the strip club?
Yes.
Okay. So, it's located on the outskirts of Burney City, and it's a repurposed modern industrial warehouse built out of cement and concrete. Outside the sign, a neon blue and pink nightingale over chrome letters, you imagine would be able to be seen from the highway from a few miles away if the rain were to let up a little. The place is surrounded by large conifers ravaged by the gales and bushes which define the parking lot, where a stone fountain with a sculpture of Venus welcomes the customers. About 50 yards from the parking lot, in view from the service entrance, there's a ramshackle bus stop and a public phone booth. Now, would you guys be trying to go in the day or the night? Or
Jeez.
would you say that you would have looked up, operating hours or whatever?
probably.
Yeah.
Which would probably
I
be
would
in
assume
the
it's
evening
probably the
anyway.
evening.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're
so
open from fucking 9 p.m. till fucking 5 a.m.
pretty much, yeah.
Working from 9 to 5.
Hell
She
yeah.
was talking about something else in that song,
Yeah.
not stripping.
Work it, work it, work it.
So we get there at night.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you see the sign from a ways away, nice neon sign, and then, yeah, you get into the parking lot, you see the stone fountain with sculpture of Venus. Not the planet, the Roman god, obviously.
Right.
And you see the kind of ramshackle bus stop and phone booth about 50 yards from the parking lot. You know from looking at their their various kind of presence on various media that they're not just like a seedy strip joint. Like, this is a private, almost like,
It's a
classic
gentleman's club.
Yeah, exactly. And for people who, with high social status or wealth, like, it's not just a roadside brothel.
Yeah. They got red velvet fucking blinds on their fucking windows.
And you can see a couple of cops kind of keeping watch. It seems like police presence around here, likely due to the recent crime.
What's the parking lot look like? Are there a lot of cars?
No, not a lot of cars. You imagine this might, again, also be the result of both constant police presence and the fact that someone was decapitated in one of the private rooms just about a week ago.
Right.
Well, shall we go in?
I think so. Maybe try and see if Brooklyn's working,
Okay. Let me...
or if anybody knows anything. What are you thinking, Cheese? What are you thinking, Miles? What are you thinking when we get inside here?
If that doesn't loop properly, I don't like that. So we'll just go to,
See if we can maybe find any regulars who may have been there on the night of the incident in question.
Okay. So, you guys go in, and I'll give you a handout to kind of show. Like, what you basically what you see. Like, there's a good amount of, like, very, very attractive women, but there's not really all that many clients. You see, allow me to bring us here. You see a woman, where's it? Here we go. It's token layer. She seems to be, like, you would guess probably, probably the owner of the club. And you see a couple of security guards, like, kind of bouncer types.
Again, Shannon is in the back of the group behind everybody, trying to be as hidden as possible. Not like stealthing, but just,
yeah, like
the introverted, trying to just not be seen.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this woman is, like, extraordinary looking. Like, she's definitely mature, older, but she's clearly put the money in for a lot of, like, de-aging, like, surgery and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You just see Wayne is just starting to sweat, like, profusely.
Hey, yeah. Wayne likes it here. I actually, like, with my elbow kind of nudge Wayne and I go, "You okay, big boy?"
Oh,
With a smirk on my face.
Wayne's just adjusting his tie.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hope you brought some ones.
Anybody kind of looking around?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be eyeing around. Should I roll spotted?
Okay.
Also going to.
I think I'm gonna specifically try to look for maybe if anyone's kind of eyeing us or
Okay.
I'm sure we stick out like a sore fucking thumb in this place.
Yeah, the few people you see look like they
You might not.
they're
Yeah,
very
it's giving them
clearly of money. You guys you see 3 cameras. One that surveys the bar, another the client entrance, and the third looks at the service entrance, which points towards the bus stop and the phone booth. On the day, you know that the footage that you saw, that Mrs. Rammstein showed you, was, you recognize the kind of view that this third one would have, and that's the one that you were able to see the footage from. But yeah, you see that
So those are the eyes we had on the scene.
yeah, Brooklyn, you catch her eye, and she kind of, but she's nonchalant, while the bouncers kind of, they're not making any moves towards you, but they're definitely, like, they're doing what they have to in kind of subtle ways to let you know, like, you know,
You
don't
just
try
see them
any
point their eyes like they're looking at you.
shit. Yeah.
Oh yes, the 2 fingers. with
Yeah.
their
The
eyes
2
and
fingers,
point
yeah,
back.
you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
Okay.
You know,
Wait, so
I'm
you
gonna
said you-
actually.
Go ahead, Cheese.
I'm gonna go up to one of the bouncers.
Okay.
Not in a threatening, like I'm challenging you kind of way.
But, yeah.
But I'm just gonna come up and say, so the story's true? Did somebody really, lose their head in here?
What's it to you?
So I just wanna know, what are you guys doing to, make sure we're safe in here, given what happened?
Well, we've been doing a full sweep of the room, figuring out exactly what happened with cameras, and we're instituting new policies regarding the level of privacy, or at least the ability for there to be a response time. So it will still be, you will still have all of the privacy you need for your interests, but there will now be an intercom that you can sound if anything is getting suspicious.
And now, were you there on the night this all happened?
Yes, we both of us. They introduced themselves as Bob and Virgil. I'm Bob, he's Virgil, and then the big guy back there, head of security. That's Rick.
Now, can you think
Rick,
back and
Rick, that wouldn't happen to be Rick Holbrook, would it?
Yep.
Oh.
do you recall anything strange or unusual about that night, or see anybody you didn't recognize, or it seemed like they stuck out, didn't belong here?
No, but yeah, just shortly after Stella left, we found Mr. Owens bound and immobilized by shibari knots in the private room with his head missing. There was blood on the chair, the carpet, and the mirrors. He'd apparently spunked a little, and no documents, cell phones, money, any valuables belonging to Mr. Owens were found.
I gotta say, that's pretty weird, pretty disturbing. Hope it didn't freak you out too much.
Certainly disturbing, but we're going to take whatever steps we need to in order to make sure that there's no chance for it to happen again.
I think there's any way we could maybe talk to your boss a little bit about what happened that night, see if he knows anything interesting.
Make me a charm or persuade.
Also, the boss is a really pretty lady.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
That's alright.
What was their name again?
I don't think we know it.
The head,
Or do we know it?
Rick
I thought,
Holbrook, he said.
Oh, head of security.
Yeah.
Head of security, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Rick is
the
a woman.
securities boss. I thought you were talking about the boss of the fucking club. My bad.
No.
You imagine that woman, she stands out, she's probably the boss. Or like the owner of the club.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was talking about, but
Oh, okay,
I was
yeah.
mistaken.
After I took points out of persuade to put them in intimidate, because that's what I wanted to switch to. Oh, we'll see. It's still at 20. It might. give
Let me
something.
see. You can also...
Oh, let's go.
Nice.
Big roll.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can talk to him, They take you up to him,
If it's say my persuade, I'm just gonna tell him that I'm a journalist trying to get facts, and I want to set the record straight so I don't portray the club in a bad light in some way
Okay.
over what happened.
Yeah, so, what do you do,
So I have no idea where this is going, if it even is going to
Yeah, so,
help us in any way.
well, only one way to find out.
Well, we'll see.
Any information we can get is better than what we got right now.
Yeah, maybe something that's not in the official report that
Yeah, that they
Maybe
didn't
you know,
say
or-
or they forgot about or something until then or something.
or if there's like another secret recorder or camera or
So are you
something.
asking him about this specifically?
yeah.
There are the cameras you see there, and... Well, I can give you access to look at the crime scene yourself, if that will help.
Yeah, you know what? That would probably help greatly. You mind if I take a few pictures?
No, as long as you're with, if you're with the law, then, I'll cooperate. So, you head into the he directs you to the private room, that basically says closed for renovation.
Alright. Well, let's.
Is anybody
around.
else coming with me in there?
Wayne will come with you.
I was gonna say, I think at least Shannon, have found a very dark corner booth that has very little light and has sat down.
Emil
It
is
is-
probably gonna
it is-
go to the bartender and ask if Brooklyn is dancing tonight.
If Brooklyn was what?
Is dancing tonight.
Oh, Brooklyn? She doesn't dance. She doesn't need to. She owns this place. It's the others who do the dance, and she takes charge of everything else.
Oh,
That's the red-haired lady.
well, that makes sense, obviously. Thanks.
Okay, and And so you're going into the you're going to the crime scene, Michael?
Yeah, and Wayne's gonna come with him.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Camille
Miles.
slinks back to the table with Shannon and sits down and buries her face.
Okay. So this room, like it said on the outside, undergoing renovation. It looks like the carpet has been changed and there's barely any furniture, but clearly there's still a lot of work to do. It's a room about 30 square feet, covered in mirrors, including the interior part of the doorway and the ceiling. The wall mirrors are all broken from being struck several times, with spider webs of cracks covering their surfaces. After a quick glance, it's easy to see that one of the wall mirrors is a one-way mirror, transparent from the back, and a mirror on the side that faces the room. The room is lit by some circular ceiling lamps of a modern design. The only furniture that hasn't been removed is a reclining armchair anchored to the floor via a support. Next to the armchair, on the wall, there's a remote control for selecting the music and lighting.
Huh.
Now,
I was wondering how are they gonna get the blood out of the carpet, but I guess you get rid of the carpet.
now, let's see. It's the two
You
of you,
say
right?
there was a two-way mirror?
One-way mirror.
Yeah, one
One
way.
way.
Right, roll.
So that's what I meant, meaning you could see through it on one side.
Yeah, one of you guys. Actually, I'll roll it. So, let's see. Okay. So, Wayne, as you look in the mirror, suddenly you're not yourself. You look down and you recognize the body. You're Stella Keseberg. You see a man you recognize, John Michael Owens. He's strapped and bound by shibari knots onto this chair in the center of the room. In your right hand is a kind of like a kind of garden saw, and he has this ecstatic look of like, step on me, mommy, until he sees the saw in your right hand. Then his eyes open wide in a panic. You see you grab him by the hair, and still gagged, you start to cut across his body from right to left. You make multiple deep gouges until he finally stops struggling. Then, with slow dedication, with your left hand, you grab a hold of his hair, and you start to saw. You can hear the saw cutting first through skin, then through fascia, and then eventually through bone, as you work your way through the man's neck and decapitate him. Then suddenly, with a blink, you're back in your own body, just looking at the mirror. Roll me sanity. Okay, roll me 1d4 plus 1. Okay, you lose 4 sanity.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a slap on the shoulder and be like, yo, you falling in love with your own reflection there?
Oh.
Yeah, you just see
God,
him like
oh,
dissociate,
oh.
like he had an out of body experience almost. You guys can also now make me a spot hidden roll. You see that there's a gap in the one-way mirror. Yeah. Mike, you easily spot this.
We add to skills when we get an extreme success, or
When you get a critical, so a 1. But do check off spot hidden. Any skills that you've passed outside of being pushed or with luck, be sure to check them, because during the investigator development phase, you'll be making improvement rolls.
already. Is the gap big enough for a person to fit through?
It doesn't make it clear, but it looks like it's a trap door, and there's probably space behind the glass, so yeah.
Is the security boss Rick still with us?
No, he's letting you kind of explore the room. Maybe he doesn't want to go back in there.
Can't blame the guy.
Well, let's go look at it.
You say we take a little peek?
Sure. Sure,
I'm
Miles.
gonna take the lead, and I've got one hand resting on the grip of my pistol.
Okay, so you open the trap door,
Built.
and you find a space that has a video camera pointed in towards the room. The camera is turned off, and the memory card on this camera has been reformatted. Either of you can make me an electronics roll.
Can I make a roll to... I guess we'll see, but I would think that I would just try to remove the card and take it to our computer expert. Or is that what we're rolling for?
No, that's not what you're rolling for, but... okay. It would be electronics, not electrical repair, but...
Oh, shoot.
You know what? I would accept either one. But electronics preferred.
My electronics would be worse, or... I don't even see that on here as a skill.
It's under additional skills
in
because
my
we're
additional
using the
skill.
classical, because this Roll20 uses classical character sheets, so it doesn't have that modern skill on it.
So no.
Yeah, Wayne's not
Before I
even gonna...
touch anything, I'm going to take a step back and make sure I take a picture of this camera with the trapdoor open.
Okay. You can note that in your
Wait.
inventory if you want.
Yeah, Wayne's not even gonna touch it. He knows that he'd do something and it would just break.
It would explode.
Okay.
Well, I guess I do not do whatever.
Okay.
was supposed
And
to
what are Shannon and Camille doing?
Can I
think-
remove the card?
Yes, you can remove the
Or
card.
should I?
It's up to you whether you want to do that or not.
I mean, is the camera, like, bolted down, or is it just kind of stuffed in there?
I imagine it on a tripod behind the
Yeah, it's
one-way mirror.
yeah, it's on a tripod.
I'm gonna see if I guess is there a way I can call her to come over or get
Shannon?
the card to her. Yeah.
Did you give each other like your phone numbers or anything like that?
No.
I guess we never discussed that.
Okay, then make me a
Okay.
luck
Is it
roll.
safe to assume
Or,
we're on like a text chain? Well,
yeah, that's fine. We can kind of say that you guys would have done that.
Everyone's in a group chat.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you guys know that
Well,
I found
Yeah.
a hidden camera with an SD card that I can't get into. It's been formatted,
Okay, so
but maybe the computer whiz could figure out what was on it.
So Shannon and Camille are sitting in the booth. Shannon's got her laptop open when the messenger app pops up with the message. And I don't even say anything to Camille. I just close the laptop and put it in my messenger bag. I stand up and I wait for a second to see if Camille's going to say anything. And she doesn't, so I just start walking away.
Pull my face out of my hands. See you walking away. I'm like, where the hell are you? Oh. I get up and follow.
Okay. I take it you go into the room.
Yep.
Okay.
I walk in, I say, what do you
This could be
need,
our
old
smoking
man?
gun.
And I come in back into the room. I'm like, oh, okay, no carpet. They were quick. And I
Oh
walk back
man, I'm
into
32. What the hell?
I walk back into the secret room. What's up? What do you guys need?
youngins.
We got this hidden camera here, but it looks like someone wiped whatever was filmed on this.
Yeah. So
I don't know if
you can make
work
me
your magic.
electronics or computer use, and I can give you some information. I
Okay.
can tell you that you won't be able to like magically like recover.
Yeah, no, of course. Of
But-
course. I wasn't really expecting that.
Yeah.
Even like a fragment or a timestamp or a file name.
So I pull out my laptop and I start typing a little bit, and then I pull out a cord from my backpack and I plug it in to the laptop and plug it into the camera. And I start typing a little bit, and let me see. I'll try electronics. Fuck it. It didn't work.
You want to spend
I don't
luck?
know.
Use
It's
luck.
Yeah.
yeah.
spend-
One luck.
Okay. You can't find anything.
Is that what I gotta use? One luck.
Yeah, just one luck because you're 56 over 55.
Cool.
So, you can clearly tell, like, there's no way you're going to be able to get any, like, there's no data on this camp. Like, the
Right.
memory card has been completely reformatted. But you're able to confirm that this camera is monitored from the same security network as the other cameras in the building.
Right.
From presumably some sort of, like, security camera type room.
Right. Yeah, I relay that. I said, well, this camera's got nothing. But if I could get into the club's camera system, that would be key. I don't know how I'm going to do that.
You're saying
I
someone
mean-
else was watching.
Somebody else is watching, for sure. 100%. There's no way that nobody didn't see anything go down that night.
You would think
But I don't-
the club would give over all the evidence they had, so
Unless,
there's something sketchy going on here.
of course.
What? Wayne's gonna just take a handkerchief as he's blotting the sweat and be like, "Well, now, For a
doesn't mean
little
it's
bit.
connected to the murder necessarily, but it definitely means someone's been very naughty and watching some things going on here that were meant to be private.
Yeah, you could ask like either Brooklyn or Rick about this.
They might not like us asking about that.
I was interested to hear what Wayne was gonna say.
Sorry.
Well, Miles covered it.
Yeah. You got me so ready with you blotting the sweat off your forehead. I could literally picture the scene. Anyways.
Oh yeah, I forgot to show you something. Keep going. I'm just making you a handout.
I don't know. I feel like if we it's a double-edged sword. It could be a double-edged sword if we talk to either the head of security or the owner of the club. They could know about it. And that's why they're not saying anything about it. And if we say something about it, that could be bad for us. Just
That
saying.
could be bad news bears.
Well,
Walter Matthau.
I mean, Shannon, you did say if you got access to the security footage, you'd be able to find it.
Oh yeah, let me.
I would be able to at least find something, I think.
So
Well, I mean, they don't need to know that we know.
remember
Oh,
how
God.
there was the included the like the tattoos on John Michael Owens' body?
That was one of the
Yeah.
tattoos.
Yeah.
The box jellyfish.
God
Goddamn
damn it.
jellyfish.
Okay.
But
So how do
but Shannon, I mean, they don't need to know that we know that there's a camera here.
Yep.
True.
We just gotta ask to see.
the security footage
Okay.
or access to the security camera, like servers or something?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah, like
mean,
the-
they should have it in a back room somewhere.
Okay.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, you can ask. So yeah, they're like, yeah, anything we can do to help. You can check the records if there's anything helpful in there.
Love how they're letting us all do this based on the premise that I said we're journalists.
It could be just that they don't really care,
Yeah.
but okay. You see something interesting. If you remember, you look at handout 3, police report on the Keseberg case. Look at the bottom regarding the call history of Stella Keseberg. Just for reference.
Oh,
Phone booth.
So, you'll see from the camera that points towards the parking lot that at the same time as Stella's live stream was taking place on our channel from earlier, a blurry figure is in the phone booth. And you obviously there's no audio, but you presume, and this person seems to be doing something you're not sure what,
Oh, yeah,
in
the
addition
phone
to
booth, right about that.
in addition to being on the phone. And then for a fleeting moment, an SUV kind of speeds by through the parking lot and picks up the blurry figure that was in the phone booth and drives off. You don't get any license plates, unfortunately. The rain and like the resolution of the camera aren't sufficient for that.
Right. So when you say blurry, like, is it like if there was another person in the frame next to them, that other person wouldn't be blurry?
No. It looks like it's just like because it's like 50 yards away.
Resolution.
Yeah, it's like 50 yards away from
Okay.
from where the camera is, and it's raining pretty heavily.
I didn't know if it was like a paranormal blurry or if it was just
no.
due to the resolution. Okay.
No. It's it seems to be just like resolution.
Shitty
but-
camera. Yeah.
Yes, the camera, and also like
Indians
these are
like
meant
all
to
the
monitor
TV
like the
shows.
immediate vicinity. Like
Right.
that thing
It's
is
just like a CCTV. Like,
yeah.
they're
That's
not
exactly
great.
what it is. Yeah.
That's fine. That makes sense. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that we weren't seeing something like weirdly blurry. It was just because it was just blurry as in like we couldn't really make out who, or yeah, we couldn't tell who it was.
As in, it's like 144p blurry.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like you're able to make out that there's someone in the phone booth. Like
Okay, so question. So the person in the phone booth, that's at the same exact time as her live stream, correct? And that happened at 2300 hours, 1 hour before the crime?
yeah, yes, exactly, and
Oh. Literally Shannon yells that. Oh.
oh,
It's Ariadne. Or Ariadna. Well, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
That's Ariadna. They were the one in the live stream saying ring ring and calling. They called from the phone booth during her live stream. And then she just sits back.
I wonder what she has to do with it.
I wonder what love's got to do with it.
I
Sorry.
just keep thinking back to Ariadne and Theseus. But in this case, I think instead of Ariadne leading Theseus out of the labyrinth, I think maybe in a weird way they were leading her into the labyrinth, leading Stella into the labyrinth. I don't know why or what it has anything to do with, if anything. It's just weird.
Okay.
I had to listen to that song.
What song?
What love got to do with it?
What's love got to do? I hear that song every day at work
Oh my
on the
god.
radio. We be jamming. We be dancing when that song come on. You're like, get it, Tina.
Hell yeah.
Tell us about Ike. Ike ain't no real man.
So, what do you want to do?
It's getting weird, guys.
Was it Shannon gonna try and find if she can find anything about that hidden cam?
Yeah, the hidden camera. Does it
I guess-
connect to any recording
think
devices?
I think that the camera that we found in the back room is not in any way connected to the security system in this club.
No, you actually found the opposite. It is monitored from the security network.
Oh.
But
So-
the memory card has been reformatted, so there's no information, even from more recently.
There's no backup that I can find.
No.
Okay.
I mean, Fred here was working in that room that night.
And wait, which did I miss? I don't even think I was part of the conversation. I think it was when Cheese was talking to one of the security guards. Did he say that 2 of the cameras were down inside the club that night or something like that?
He did not. It's just that, you see the
Just
other
point out
ones,
where
you
the
just don't
cameras
see
were.
anything that,
Oh.
that's worth noting.
Okay. I think I might have heard something, and then my brain filled in the gaps, and that's what my brain filled in.
Through the side entrance, I will say that you do see Stella Keseberg, but she's got a very blank expression, and this is after this is from like after the after that
murder.
footage of the phone call.
Oh, okay.
She's got a very blank, kind of blank expression. She's kind of walking and acting like she's kind of, when people wave at her, she waves back with her right hand. And someone make me a spot hidden.
I go, guys, I know who did it. He was a CIA psyop, and they activated her.
Okay, Wayne, you notice that, you actually notice, some insects, like, kind of, not quite accompanying her, but they seem to be, like, attracted to her.
Oh.
As she kind of walks through the side entrance and then out of sight of the camera.
Now ain't that the darndest thing? See here, you see how she's got all them plugs around her?
And,
didn't she have that happen at the end of her live stream?
Yeah, and also, because you got a hard success, you see something that you didn't see in any of her, like, live streams or footage or anything like that on her arm. You can't make out exactly what it is, but it looks like there's a birthmark or something there. But due to the low resolution of the camera, you can't actually make out what, like, if it has a shape to it or if it's just, like, kind of a freckle, but it's something that wasn't there in any of the other kind of stuff that you saw with...
Like, none of her social media photos or any of the...
Yeah, none of her social media...
Video,
Yeah.
Okay.
And that area, definitely, you saw that area on those other ones. It's not like it was,
Yeah, she wears a lot of, strapless dresses and skinny strap dresses and tank tops, on her photos. Yeah, she's showing her arms off at the very least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When she's not showing off more.
That's right. Yeah, that definitely doesn't... I don't, that's weird.
Well, it seems clear to me that whoever's on that phone, maybe they're the ones who put her up to the killing. I mean, it makes sense. They were saying, TikTok, or Ring, I guess, now.
Yeah.
But obviously they wanted her attention, and they wanted her to do something on a time limit.
So, what do you want to do now?
How long ago did this incident happen?
The murder?
Yeah.
It was about a week ago.
About a week ago.
God damn it.
Sorry. That's my CIA activation.
I don't know, I kind of feel like we need to figure out if someone was in the room watching and saw the murder.
Yeah, but
that would...
I don't know if we're gonna be able to find that out here. Well, we haven't talked to what's her face, Brooklyn. We haven't talked to her at all yet.
No, you have not.
Do you think maybe we should see what she's about? I look over at Camille. I go, Camille, you haven't really done much.
She's the owner of the club. I guess we could see what she knows about Stella, and maybe she can give us tell us when she came in and like if she was acting weird.
Okay.
Since obviously she was called in by that phone call. So I guess we all I guess everybody's gonna walk back out of the back rooms.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we need to stay inside the death room anymore. I
Yeah,
guess
we're not
in the
waiting around that
security room.
trap door either.
And I'll walk up to Brooklyn. So, are you Brooklyn?
Yeah, what's it to you? You need something?
So Brooklyn.
Hell yeah. I see
really
that's
like
your
this place,
CIA
like,
activation.
I want
Sorry,
I
what was
want to
it?
compliment you on the place. The place is really nice.
Oh yeah, I know. I put a lot of time and work into this place, making it what it is, and we're a respectable establishment here. Only catering to those with eclectic tastes who need a little bit of discretion. You don't look like the type who would be able to be patrons here. So, what exactly are you doing?
Well, to be honest, I really just wanted to know if Stella was, a regular worker here,
Yeah, she was a dancer, and she was a regular kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
She
and
was
that's
the
me.
bottom bitch.
She would get a lot of bookings for one-on-one sessions with clients, or
Okay,
she would at
so-
least
so
take
she's
care
good.
of them for certain techniques and certain activities that she perhaps that she happened to be particularly experienced in.
Yeah, she really took care of that guy with some techniques, eh?
Are you saying that quietly, or?
Yeah, just kind of nudging and joking, but not saying it loudly.
Well, I guess the last night that she came in, did she seem normal? I mean,
I was
I
on
watched your
duty, but
live stream.
I'm generally not the type to keep an eagle eye on all my dancers. I respect their privacy, but all I know is that she came in as usual, and then she left earlier than usual, and then just a short while later we found the body.
Yeah.
This math ain't mathin'. Something's not adding up.
Yeah, we
That's
saw
right.
her ring that day, and she seemed a little bit flustered, but I don't know. But thanks anyway.
You're welcome. I just want this to be fucking over with, because all these cops around are not helping our business. I mean,
But it's been killing it.
yeah,
Can I
you can
try to see
imagine
if she's-
things are starting to get a little tight. And
Not the good kind of tight.
no, we just need, the sooner this gets resolved, the better.
Can I see if she is telling everything she knows?
Yeah, make a psychology roll.
Yeah.
You're not sure.
I want to
Wait.
try that as well.
Okay, Wayne?
Wayne already
Or, no,
did.
Wayne,
Yeah, she's telling
Wayne.
the truth.
Yeah, I could kind of tell.
She's not sweating nearly as much as Wayne is.
Yeah,
You just the inside of the club is actually warmer,
yeah,
fairly warm.
yeah, because I mean, they've got very scantily clad dancers. They don't want to keep it at 65 degrees.
Yeah,
They don't want to freeze the dancers.
Yeah,
yeah. It's warm enough, and Wayne is wearing enough that's the reason he's sweating so profusely.
yeah. So
I don't know why, but like Wayne, I like picture Wayne as like the stereotypical Southern lawyer wearing like a linen fucking suit and just profusely sweating, and you've got your handkerchief in your breast pocket of your jacket.
Oh,
and you
goodness
pull it out
gracious. Oh, my
constantly.
lord.
Yeah, I mean, you don't sound Southern in your character, but that's just what I picture in my mind's eye.
You've got it, except for think more like up towards Wisconsin.
Yes,
Wisconsin?
exactly. Yes.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin. And he's down here in the heat, not
down
used to
here
it.
in the heat.
Not used
Not
to
used to this.
Oklahoma.
Not used to the Oklahoma heat.
Oh my
Don't
god,
you
I
know?
love it. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. So, what do you want to do?
Well, I don't think there's really much left here that we can find out information-wise in the club. In the club.
In the club.
Got
don't
battles
think-
in the club.
I doubt we'll find anything in the trash now.
So we either go home and go to sleep and rest up and talk to Wachowski tomorrow. What time is it, by the way?
I'm gonna say it's like 8. It's like
Since we got here at night, it was a
Yeah.
night like this club
so
probably opens
late
at like
May. It would be sunset around 9. So I'm gonna say it's like 10:30.
yeah, it's getting late.
10:30
probably.
to 11 p.m.
So it's probably too late to go talk to Stella in the prison.
Yeah, in the hospital.
So or hospital, yeah. So I would say we probably want to hit the hay and get ready to go talk to Wachowski tomorrow.
And do you think we should press anyone about the hidden camera or leave it alone?
Yeah, you could also check out
That's-
the phone booth.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. We should check that out before
Yeah.
leaving. I don't know. I feel risky pressing the people about the hidden camera right now, especially since
Yeah.
it was linked up to the security system.
I mean-
We know that they're telling the truth about everything we've asked about.
Yeah, like they don't seem like they're
Yeah.
anything shady. Like they don't seem like they're involved in the crime in any way. I'll tell you that.
No,
much.
and I don't really think that, but like I don't know. I'm just as
I mean,
Shannon
the
would be
shadiest thing
worried.
about the hidden camera is that they're trying to get a peep show out of the room. That's about it.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, we didn't find anything specifically connected.
Yeah, yeah. Like you
mean-
imagine.
The only thing I
Do you
was
think any of
wondering
your
is did someone
any of your
see the
characters
murder?
would know anything about like the kind of the scene, if you know what I mean?
Shannon would
Yeah. So
for sure.
you would probably.
The online fucking girl for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
Or person. Yeah,
yeah. So
she definitely knows.
you would know in a place like this that certain patrons might want a souvenir to
For
take
the-
home with them.
Mm-hmm.
But
That
also,
makes
you've heard
sense.
horror stories of people getting into all sorts of kinky stuff,
Bad
only for
stuff.
the person to find out that they were recorded without their knowledge,
Yes,
and maybe they were
goes both
a
ways.
person of influence, and the footage was gonna get leaked if they didn't pay up. So
Right, and I mean, this dude was the like representative of a religious cult, and I don't know really what their take is on shibari, but it might be frowned upon. But yeah, so yeah, could go both ways. He could have paid for it, and it could also be someone trying to blackmail this guy for whatever reason. Maybe
Yeah, but they
because
killed him.
he's- yeah, true. And then they kill him. So yeah, maybe it's definitely not blackmail, but maybe also, I mean, I doubt it, but maybe also the video camera isn't even related to the murder. Could be, but
But I'm just saying, if there's a video screen in the room where you can see it, that means someone saw the murder happen.
absolutely, I agree.
Potentially. And that also means that whoever knows about the camera didn't want the murder to be seen. I
Right.
don't know who that person is.
So, one last question on this topic. Do you think that anything beneficial could come of us asking either the head of security or Brooklyn about the camera? Or maybe a better way of asking, do you think anything bad could happen if we do ask them about it? Because it seems like they.
If they're in cahoots with the people responsible for this
But it seems
murder,
like they're not.
Yeah.
And from all we know, from Wayne's psychology role, they are telling the truth about everything. So maybe mine's been persuaded to change into thinking that it might not be at least a bad thing to ask.
I think we should ask if they know anything about it.
Okay.
Let's ask, and then let's go look at that fucking phone booth after we asked.
Okay. Which one? Who are you gonna ask? Brooklyn or the head of security?
I'm gonna talk to Brooklyn first.
Okay.
I think. Yeah, that's probably a better idea.
So you ask her about the camera in the room.
Let's say so. We know about the camera situation in the room in question.
Oh yeah. Some clients pay extra to take a little souvenir home with them. You know, gooners and all that. But but
Is it
on the night of the
customary
crime,
for you
unfortunately, this camera was not activated. Mr. Owens did not request for any souvenir
to,
footage.
you only record by a pre-request at the beginning.
Yes,
You
because
never record and then ask if they,
yeah, it costs.
if they want the photo later, like at Disneyland.
No, I mean it's expensive to operate some of this stuff, and it's only done when they pay because we charge extra for it.
Right.
And would any of your staff ever, be watching the camera while it's on? Actually, no, I don't need to ask that.
Yeah, that
because
that
you said
footage.
the camera wasn't active.
Yeah, that footage would not be looked at. We take confidentiality very seriously here, especially with our the nature of our clientele.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's good to know. This will help our piece a lot to know that you guys are so upstanding with people's private information. Given the nature of the kind of work you guys do here.
Yep. If you know anybody with money to spare and money they want to use to get their freak on, you know where to send them.
I kind of lean over the shoulder of whoever's in front of me. I go, "Do you guys accept crypto?" And then I kind of lean back behind whoever's in front of me.
Make me a stealth roll to see if
Okay.
Okay, they very clearly notice you.
Yeah.
Like it's very obvious that it was you, and cash only.
Good. No one wants the NFT shit.
Damn it. I'm a billionaire on the internet, but I own nothing in real life.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
But for real though, Shannon probably not a lot, but she's probably got like 1/20th of a Bitcoin or something like that.
You're running a crypto mine out of some storage unit somewhere.
Yeah,
Romy
and
Computer
it's
used to use the laptop that you got from Rammstein Law Firm to mine crypto.
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
That's actually what that first computer use role was for.
Yeah, I was fucking hooking up the mining software. That's funny as fuck.
Yeah. Okay.
When she says no, cold hard cash only, Shannon like sinks down even lower than she already was.
Okay.
Well, you guys want to go look at that phone booth? Or do you want to talk to the security guard?
Let's go look at the phone booth.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's good.
I feel like at this point we're probably done.
Yeah,
So,
let's go.
you go
I'm
to the
gonna
phone
take
booth.
a picture of the front of the business with the phone booth in the picture.
The phone booth wouldn't be in the picture if you're looking at the front because it's off on the other side of the parking lot.
Okay, I'll take a picture of the photo or the phone booth general area.
Okay, yeah, like you could get them both in frame. You would just have to be like, you know, a good distance away to be able to get the entire. Because like it's 50 yards away from the parking lot itself. But
Let's say you're like struggling to get it in a frame, and I just go, okay, just do this, and I stand next to the phone booth and I point behind me at the building, at the strip club. Just take a picture of me doing this, and we'll remember.
yep, there you go. Okay, so you get the picture. Now, you go to the phone
Probably
booth.
not even useful for anything, but
Nope.
But the place where the phone booth is located corresponds to the address mentioned in the telephone register in the police report. 1546 North Sunset Boulevard, Burney City, Oklahoma, 74003B, United States. On the glass screen of the phone booth, there's a symbol drawn in like a rust color.
is it the
Holy
box
not
jellyfish?
blood.
Yes, it is the same mark that you found that was shown on in tattoos on Owens's corpse. Someone make me a spot hidden.
I'm gonna say that's what I took the picture of, and not just the phone booth.
Okay.
You know, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Neil,
let's go.
you notice this. You find in the booth, like by the little kind of flat surface, you see a piece of fingernail. Not just like a clip, but like a piece of the actual nail, with traces of blood on it.
Ew, look at this.
Disgusting.
Don't touch it.
Somebody's nail? What are they, like, trying to claw their way out?
I don't
It's
know.
got blood on it. I wonder if it could be used as evidence.
You could
I'm
bag
just
it.
renaming the thing in my inventory phone booth pictures, and that includes the nail.
Okay.
Is it a big nail? Like, could we tell if maybe it's like a thumbnail? I guess that doesn't fucking matter.
You could make one of you could make like forensics or criminology or like medicine. I would allow any of those, like medicine, biology, criminology, to maybe get some more information.
Hey.
Wait.
Yep. So science, biology.
Yep.
This looks like it's part of. This looks like it belonged to a woman.
Oh.
Huh. Wayne's gonna take out a little baggie and some tweezers and stick the nail in the baggie, seal it up, grab out another baggie and double seal it.
All right.
And he whispers to himself, saving that one for the collection. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Okay.
So yeah, that's disgusting and weird, but also kind of expected of a public phone booth.
I mean, a public phone booth in the year of our Lord, 2026.
Yeah. You're surprised that you don't find
Honestly,
any
that's,
feces in there.
That's the weirdest part of this case right here.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually is.
2026.
Yeah.
It doesn't even smell like urine in here. What the hell?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we know? The symbol also tattooed on Owen's body. We know that somebody called what's her face at the same time she was doing her live stream. We've got video of her answering the phone, and we have video of someone on the phone. Could we tell on the video of the person on the phone, even though it was blurry, if it was a guy or a girl? Could we tell any detail about it?
No detail, unfortunately. Like,
Okay.
you could
No, that's
basically
fine.
just tell that there was someone in there.
Right. And then a blue, like a dark van came and picked them up.
An SUV specifically.
Okay.
But you
SUV.
didn't see any license plates.
No markings.
But I will tell you that the let's see.
I feel like right now we have like a bunch of middle parts of the puzzles of the questions, and we still need to find the beginning and the end parts of the questions.
Yeah.
And I think maybe when we talk to Wachowski tomorrow, maybe whatever we have today could maybe help with whatever he has, and could maybe then snowball from there, maybe. Because right now I feel like we have very, very little to go on for anything. A bunch of weird stuff, and that's about it.
I guess my question is this a good place to call it for tonight, or do you guys want to
We could go through
No,
the
yeah.
first meeting, but it's up to
interview
you.
first?
I think this
we,
is a decent spot to call
Yeah.
it.
It's
yeah, I
starting to
think
get
we
pretty
call
late
it,
now.
and then we pick it up next weekend with the Wachowski meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds
Am I
good.
pronouncing it right? Wachowski?
Yep, Bruno
Or is it
Wachowski.
Yeah.
Or
Wachowski, okay.
yeah.
It's what? Yeah, I think it's Wachowski. Because fucking she said Mike Wazowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Where's your paperwork, Wazowski?
Mike Wazowski.
All right, we
Yeah, so I want to say that
we got some weird stuff to figure out.
weird stuff to figure out, and I'm glad we got open with the kind of the railroading aspect. I think this chapter could really use some work, kind of to Shadowlands.
Yeah, I'm
like-
sorry I got upset.
No, dude, it's totally understandable. It's like that's entirely justified. I'd rather that than have it be like after like 3
Oh, the
sessions of,
session, yeah.
yeah, like that's something to
I'm-
get out there right in the middle of like
Yeah.
before anything snowballs.
Exactly, before like any resentment or anything builds.
Yeah, exactly. And so like
And honestly, like, even though the chapter may not have wanted us to do what we did, I think
Yeah,
it still ended up working out.
it ended
you
up
know?
working out, and it ended up still being interesting, and it's not like you guys like it's not like it's like I was able to kind of improvise around it. It just took a
You
minute.
did really good.
Yeah, it took a minute just because of the way that the chapter is like formatted, kind of in order and everything. But well, not in order like of event, but more like just kind of where clues are and stuff like that. But
Yeah,
Right.
I think it's okay if we like go somewhere and
Yeah.
we come up with basically nothing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. That's the whole point of like
As
RP,
long as
I
it's
feel
like
like.
interesting and fun.
yeah, I think it would
I
be
mean,
more.
even-
Better if we find something.
Even then, it doesn't even have to necessarily, well, just like what you were saying, it doesn't have to be anything. It could literally just be a dead end.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that.
We did find some, like, clues. Maybe not necessarily information
Yeah,
quite yet
and-
at the strip club, but we found clues. But we could have found nothing and had to turn around and go somewhere else.
Yeah, and even
And we
like,
ruled out some things.
and
Like,
who
ruling
knows?
out that
Certain hints
club-
or clues that don't make sense now could end up making sense, several sessions
Exactly.
later. It's about getting those
Exactly.
pieces.
The breadcrumbs.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's kind of, I think hinging certain story, like, elements on players doing particular thing is a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
Just-
I feel like it should always be the goal of whoever's writing the fucking thing to, like, have the players get to a certain goal, but
all roads lead
for
to
them
Rome.
to be able to meander around and then eventually get to that goal should also still be one of the paths.
Yeah, and it may even be just like the way that I was, like, maybe I was like kind of reading it wrong. Who knows? But what matters is that we addressed it and we nipped it in the bud early.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame it on you because I feel like this is the first time that it's really ever been an issue. I would definitely blame it on the people who wrote it because it feels like that's kind of what they were doing, is kind of wanting the players to go do certain things. I wouldn't blame it on you at all.
Yeah, still, I mean, it's something that I do not want to ever have people feeling in my games, because it's not how roleplay is meant to be. Like,
I'll say this: you kill it as a game master. You're very good. The worlds that you've like built and created and the work that you put into these games is very noticeable, and it's fucking awesome, man. So don't beat yourself up too bad because you're doing a damn fucking good job.
yeah, and I appreciate that. It's definitely, this is, part of it is like, this is the first of the chapters that is like using characters that, I think that's part of why, like, there's as much kind of information as there is there, and like kind of callbacks and stuff like that. But I think that, this definitely needs to kind of be written, at least certain key parts should be written in different ways, or like if they really want to make this something for kind of like kind of beginner keeper friendly, having notes for like, oh, if the players take like this route, or if they don't find this one thing, here's areas where you could say put this clue instead, or like if they don't meet up with, like, if they decide not to meet with like a particular character or not do a certain thing, like that's like vital to the story, be like, okay, here's a way that they might come instead if they don't go to X, Y, and Z or whatever.
I kind of, as somebody that's never DM'd, I kind of always figured that's kind of how it was, is that it was it's almost like you are the narrator and we are the characters in a choose your own adventure story. That's kind of how I always felt. Like, if we got to a place where we needed to make a decision and we made X decision instead of Y decision, you would have an X path to go on instead of the Y path. But it seems like this one wasn't written that way, which is kind of unfortunate.
No, but that just means it's for more like seasoned GMs who need to who are like very experienced with having to kind of make changes like in their head of the kind of meta narrative, or not of the meta narrative, but yeah, like very on the fly, which is still something that I'm not all that experienced with it. I think I'll be best at that when we play any 40K RPGs, just because that universe is like, I know that inside and out. Like, I've been collecting and reading that stuff for 20 years. But yeah, like, anyways.
Well, yeah, I mean, I thought tonight was fun once we got past that speed bump. I thought I had a blast.
Yeah, I had a good time too, and it was definitely a learning experience. And there's definitely a lot still to come, but you guys have made a good start for yourselves.
Yeah, dude, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. And I've really, I can't say why, but I think you guys are gonna fucking love Chapter 4.
Oh, God. I just can't wait to fucking walk up behind somebody, tip my fedora, and then, with a flash of my blade, cut them in half down to size.
I was considering going for the callback of the Kenshin blade sound effect to attach to the katana.
Oh my god, that'd be great.
Yes, dude.
That
I
would be
can.
fantastic.
I can do that.
Please do that. Please. Yes. God, Kenshin was such a great character.
He really was.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
you guys, every time you guys have created a character, it's always been good.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, let me
All
just,
right.
yeah, anyways.
I need to
I
get
gotta
going
go.
now.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
But it was always, as always, it was great, and I will see you all next week.
All right, brothers. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Everybody.